All right, welcome to Victoria Vibe podcast. Today we have a very special guest, one of my favorite all-time students that I had the pleasure of meeting at the University of Victoria at the English Language Center. So could you please tell us your name and where you're from?
Yes, teacher. So first of all, let me say hello to my favorite teacher too. So really, teacher, thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for this kind and warm invitation to be part of this. So thank you, teacher. Really appreciate this invitation. And well, my name is Andy. I am from Zacatecas, Mexico. If you have never come to Mexico, you should because it's so beautiful, teacher.
Oh, actually, I have been to Zacatecas once. It was
Okay.
beautiful. Yeah, very traditional city, but beautiful city.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, it
but
is so
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
yeah, I agree. You're very lucky to live there. Very lucky. So I have a question for you, for all of us that want to know more about you. Why did you decide to study in Victoria?
Well, teacher, to be honest, let me say this. When I was a kid, I never liked English. When you are a kid, you usually choose things, something like, for example, you choose to play soccer, for example, to watch movies, to play video games. And of course, I used to have friends who used to love English. So in my case, I never liked English. But teacher, when I was a kid too, I used to have a big dream to go to Canada one day. Why? Because many of my friends, they had this opportunity to go to Canada. So when I was talking to all of them, they talked to me and they told me, Andy, you have to go to Canada one day. So it was a dream. And when I start working, so I'm talking about 5 or 6 years ago,
Mhm.
even more, I think 10 years ago. Uh, I always try to learn English in Mexico, but I couldn't, so I failed. One day, teacher, I have a very important meeting,
Mhm.
and when I was my turn to talk about my job, I couldn't, teacher, because my participation was in English and was terrible. So after that meeting, I decided to go to Canada to try to be better at English. And I am still practice on. So I feel much better than English, of course, because I was living in Canada for a year. But that's the main reason, teacher, to be able to speak in English and of course to have these like skills to talk with different people around the world.
Oh, amazing. So it sounds like you decided to come after you realized that the English you had learned wasn't enough to do the job that you wanted. So you came here for
Yeah,
extra practice, right? Okay.
extra,
Thank you.
extra, and a
Yeah,
lot of
definitely.
practice because
Yeah.
really I was trying to learn English here, but I couldn't, teacher. I think that you have to be immersed like
Mm.
in one country and you need to talk English all day. I think that's the key to learn more easily.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Immersion is very, very powerful and effective. I agree. Okay. And so if you had to describe your experience in Victoria, how would you describe it?
It was beautiful, teacher, because I have a big chance to learn English in one of the most important universities around the world. I used to be a student from the University of Victoria at the ELC. I used to have very good teachers. One of you, for example, teacher, you, uh, so professional. And also, teacher, I used to have a very diligent and talented classmates. And it was like an inspiration to me to do my best in Canada. So when I decided to go to Canada in 2019, I say something like, okay, so I will try to do my best because I am representing Mexico, I am representing my family, and I have to do my best, teacher. So it was a, well, let me describe my experience. It was the most beautiful experience that I ever had in my life, teacher. It was so
Wow.
beautiful because all of you, teacher, of my teacher, my classmates, my homestay family, because I used to
Mm.
live in a homestay family, and all of you were helping me a lot.
Oh, that's fun. I'm so glad to hear that it was so positive. Although it was overall a very wonderful experience, you must have faced some challenges while you were learning. Could you describe some of those challenges that you had?
Yeah, well, as I say before, teacher, so until the year 2018, I wasn't able to talk in English. So when I went to Canada for my first months, it was so difficult to me, teacher, because of course I was able to understand basic English, but I wasn't able to develop a conversation. So
Mm.
it was a big challenge to me because when you decide to go, for example, in this case, to Canada, the name of the big challenge is I will go to Canada, right? But that big challenge has like a different kind of challenge, right?
Hmm.
So you have to adapt to this new country for you. So you have to try different kind of food. You have to try different kind of drinks, and that's why you have to involve yourself as soon as possible, teacher. And when I was trying to learn English, one day it was so difficult to me. I'm talking about February, March. I do not remember. And because for me, teacher, I it's, let me explain this. Something. One day I see something like maybe English is not for me, and that's okay. So yeah, so maybe I have to back to Mexico, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, and because I used to have a lot of homework, teacher, and I wasn't able to understand. I usually took my notes and I say something like, "Wow, what is that?" I cannot understand that. So I
Wow.
maybe I think that the best option is to give up and back to Mexico and keep working, and that's all. Yeah. And one day I was talking to my mom, and that's a beautiful experience. And I say something like, "Mom, I think English is not for me, and I will back to Mexico soon, maybe next week, next month."
Oh.
And and she told me something like, "Okay, Andy, I think you have to remember your goal. Do you remember what your goal is?" "Yes, as to learn English, and that's why you are here. You are in Canada for that reason." And I say, "Yes, but it's so difficult to me. I can't. Sorry, but I can't." And she told me something like, "Okay, so you are free to take the best decision for you, but if you back to Mexico, you will never back to Canada." So it was like a very important call
Mm.
that night, teacher. If I had not talked to her that day, maybe I would have returned to Mexico next week. And that call, it was very meaningful to me. And I say something like, "Okay, Andy, so maybe next days, next months, you have to do better." And I say something like, "Okay, that's okay." And I was talking to you, for example, teacher. I used to have two more teachers. I perfectly remember their names, teacher Mark and teacher Susan. And I was talking to all of you, and I said something like, "Can you help me to be better at English?" And of course, you say yes. And I used to have extra homework. I used to have extra activities, and all of those activities helping me a lot, teacher, a lot, to talk
Oh,
a little
that's
bit more.
fantastic. Yeah. I think that that is a very valid point that you're making, is that it's normal to have challenges when you come. It's normal to feel stressed and feel like it's too much, but sometimes reaching out to your family or your friends back home to remind you of your goals is a very powerful thing to do. Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm glad you called your mom.
Yep,
I'm
yep,
very
yep.
happy that you called your mom. You tell her that tell her that on behalf of everyone here, that we're happy that she spoke to you. That's good. That's wonderful. And now, while you were in Victoria and Vancouver Island, are there any places that you recommend for people to go visit or activities that they can do?
Yes, if you are in Victoria, you have to go downtown. Downtown is so beautiful, teacher, and there are a lot of like restaurant or places to hang out with your friends. And also for me, for example, I have a new like activity to go to watch a hockey game. It was new for me.
Mm,
Also in Vancouver, I was to the stadium, like I have not remembered the name. Stadium Place or Place Stadium. I do not
Rogers,
remember
I
the
don't
name.
know. Yeah, I don't know. BC Place?
Yes, yes, the place where the team of Vancouver Whitecaps usually plays.
Oh, for soccer. Okay, you saw a soccer
Yes,
game.
yeah, for
Oh,
soccer game. Yeah, and yes, there are a lot of places to go. Uh, there is a beautiful place to go. The name is the BC Museum. There are a
mm.
lot of exhibitions to go. Yes, when I was living in Canada, that museum was had like a very beautiful exhibition of Mexico.
Oh, Mexico was there when you were here. Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't know that.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially Mayan people.
Yes, I went to that exhibit, the Mayan exhibit. It was very
Yes,
popular.
it was so good. Really, it
Hmm.
was so good. And yes, just you have to involve yourself in Canada. Don't worry about that and don't think about that. Just you have to go and you have to be happy and you have to enjoy that experience. Because teacher, you're thinking about that, you maybe do not that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And so if you were to give some general advice or tips
Yeah.
to students, specifically international students, uh, what would you say to them if you could?
Well, as I say
Mhm.
a moment ago, don't think about it. Just do it. Go and do your best. Listen to your teachers. Enjoy the process. Make a
Uh-huh.
lot of friends. Exalt the name of your country because you're representing your country, and create a beautiful moment.
Oh, that's beautiful. I like that advice. Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, well, what can I say? I know you are very busy. We really appreciate your time. Just one final question, if you have the moment. I'm wondering, what did this experience in Victoria, living abroad, studying abroad, how have you transferred some of those skills or experiences to what you do now? Could you explain a little bit about what you do now in Mexico?
Yes, teacher. To be honest, to live in Canada changed my life a lot.
Mm.
Difficult to explain, and yeah. I can understand how could I change a lot because it's so difficult to explain because I I am a lawyer, but after my experience in Canada, I decided to study my master degrees in education. And right now I became a professor and I am working in San Cristobal de las Casas Chiapas with indigenous people.
Congratulations. Yes.
And for me, it's a tremendous honor to work with my country, for the education in Mexico. And I feel so happy to be here, teacher, really. And I think all of this experience that I am living right now, it's because of my experience in Victoria, Canada.
Oh, that is very powerful. Thank you. I'm so happy that your experience here was able to transfer to things that you wanted back home. And congratulations, you're a professor now. So that is incredible. Helping out. That's amazing. You look very happy. So I think it's working out.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am so
Yeah.
happy to be here and to have this great opportunity to be here serving to my country.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much again, Andy. I know that your story will really help a lot of other people feel motivated and inspired. And when they feel challenges, they know they just have to work hard and not give up. So thank you for sharing your story. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, teacher. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so
Oh,
much
you
for
too. Oh, yes. And please stay in touch. Take care.
Yes, take care, teacher. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.